Is Another 13 by Le Labo really worth all the hype and the money? Honestly, I don't know. Let's talk about it. I have some thoughts. So, if you're not familiar with this scent, Another 13 by Le Labo is probably one of their most hyped up, best selling fragrances of all time. If it's not number one, I'd honestly be very surprised. It's probably between this and Santal 33. This was launched back in 2010 by well known perfumer Natalie Lorson. And this is a scent that I have definitely smelled before, and I've always enjoyed it. I just never knew if I wanted to pull the trigger on getting an actual bottle. But I've been craving lately musky, clean, not dryer sheet, but like a musky second skin scent that I can layer with other things. And I already have a few in my collection, but I wanted something more, and my brain went to Another 13. I sample a lot of perfumes, and this is one that I sampled recently, and I was like, I do like the smell, so let me give it a try. This fragrance features a lot of synthetic ingredients, a lot of ambroxan, a lot of iso-e super. And because it has a lot of those type of synthetic ingredients, it is one of those fragrances that can be hide and go seek. Because sometimes I smell it very easily, and other times I feel like it's not on me at all. And of course, you can go nose blind to anything that you wear. But when a fragrance has a lot of ambroxan, it's just that the likelihood of that happening is a lot higher. Another fragrance that I would compare it to is Baccarat Rouge 540. I actually think that Baccarat Rouge 540 has a lot in common with this fragrance. I heard another person say that, and at first I didn't believe it, but now that I've been wearing it more and more and I've been able to compare it, there are times when throughout the day I'll get a waft of it and it'll remind me a little bit of Baccarat. Now, Baccarat has a lot more going on. You get the saffron, you get that almost burnt cotton candy type of vibe that I think makes it so likable. But Baccarat is also a very ambroxan heavy kind of fragrance. And I think that they share that airy ambroxan type of vibe and definitely that fleeting fragrance trail. So that's why I have mixed feelings about this scent, because sometimes I'm like, I sprayed it on in the morning, I get a quick whiff of it, and then I don't smell it at all throughout the day, which as someone who loves perfume, I love to be able to smell my perfume throughout the day. I think that's why I overspray, but obviously that just backfires. If you overspray too much, then you just end up not being able to smell it even more. But what I do know about this fragrance is that even though I may not be able to smell it as much as I would like to at all times, this is definitely a scent that other people are going to smell on you. And because of the way that it's constructed, because it's so musky, it's the kind of scent that will usually have people wondering whether or not you're even wearing a perfume, or if it's just like your laundry detergent, if it's some kind of dryer sheet, because it kind of smells like an aura or an aroma. When you smell it on somebody else, it doesn't smell like they just bathed themselves in a perfume. It smells like a slightly sweet, ambroxan, little bit woody, just cozy, good smelling smell. That's the best way I could describe it. It's musky. It's kind of like, you know, a Dossier U perfume. This is not a perfume by Juliet Has a Gun perfume. It's one of those fragrances that almost evoke more of a memory than a specific striking, like, oh, it's a cherry or oh, it's a chocolate. No, it's a slightly sweet, comforting, cozy, nostalgic smell that I think most people who come in contact with it will really enjoy. And that's why I really do like the idea of it as a fragrance that I could potentially layer with others. The price point of this is quite steep. That really makes me wonder, will I repurchase this? Because I have been pretty heavy-handed with how much I've been spraying this. So I have to think about that. Whereas another fragrance like Baccarat, again, even though sometimes I can go nose blind to it, I only need to spray that a few times because when I can smell it, I can smell how strong it is, and people really comment on that one. Let's go over the notes for Another 13. So this is going to open up with pear, citruses, and apple. In the heart, you get ambret, amyl salicylate, I don't know how to say that, moss, jasmine, iso-e super, cetalox, helvetolide, and ambertolide. So obviously a lot of synthetic ingredients. So I've been in the search for cheaper alternatives to Another 13 because, again, I do like the scent profile. It is a fragrance that gets complimented a lot. And I just enjoy that I don't have to think about something. I can put something on and just have a nice, good smelling aroma. It's also a great layering tool. And so far, the only one that I've actually found and purchased is Parallel by Oakcha. So I will say that this one does smell similar to the original. It has that slightly sweet, musky, clean, dryer sheet opening that you get from Another 13. And it also has that fleeting hide and go seek nature to it as well. So it is very, very similar, but I feel like it's missing something. I don't know what it is, that extra magic sparkle that you get from Another 13 is not in here. And of course, no dupe is ever going to be identical to the original. But I think with a fragrance like this, because it's so delicate and intricate and uses a lot of expensive synthetic ingredients, I feel like when some of those ingredients are missing, it does change the overall feel. I could be crazy, but it feels different. Definitely not one to when it's lacking something, but very, very similar. And if someone was like, I want to know what Another 13 smells like without spending more than 300, I would say you can definitely try Parallel from Oakcha, and it'll give you a very close idea as to what the scent is. And as you continue to wear it, you can see how you feel about it, and maybe one day you'll want to invest into the real thing and see if it's worth it for you. Let's go over the notes for Parallel. So this is going to open up with pear, citrus, and apple. In the heart, you get ambrette, jasmine, and moss. And the base is Iso E Super, Cetilox, and Helvetolide. So as you can see, very similar ingredients, but there are definitely a few that are missing that I really think add to the overall scent profile. So I'm not sure. I'm on the fence. I don't know if I will re-buy this bottle. I do really enjoy it, but I don't know. I feel like I struggle with spending a lot of money on fragrances that are skin scent or a musk unless it's something phenomenal. I'm just the type of person that really values projection and longevity as a perfume gets more and more expensive. I'm not really a quiet luxury type of person. A fragrance just really loses value for me if it can't perform well. And I'm not saying that this doesn't perform well. It's just one of those fragrances that I really struggle to smell myself, and it can be very soft, but I think that probably is quite delusional, and it does come across very prominently to other people. So I don't know. I'm on the fence. I need more time with it. I've had this one now for about 2 weeks after using a decant for probably 3 weeks prior. And I decided, let me just finally get it because I kept going back to it. It was just such an addictive scent that I really wanted to finally own a full bottle and see how I would feel with it. Another Le Labo fragrance that I really want to get, even more so than this one, is Gaillac 10. I have had samples of that one. It smells amazing. It's a smoky, almost barbecue type smell. I know that sounds weird, but it is so like perfectly addictive. And we were actually going to travel to Japan this year. And I was so excited because if you go to Japan, you can buy Gaillac 10 because it's one of Le Labo's city exclusives where you can only buy it in the city that it's connected to, or you have to wait until later on in the year. I believe it's around September when it's open up for everyone and you can buy it online. But that scent I like even more than Another 13, but I wanted to get that one and layer it with Another 13. That's so beautiful, those two together, but I couldn't get it. So I decided to just get the Another 13 in the meantime and see if that would help to satiate my musky perfume desire. And so far it's doing okay. I also am eyeing Guerlain's Musc Ultra Blanc. That one I've had a sample of and I really miss it. I wish I didn't go through it so fast. That one's very, very pricey, even pricier than the Another 13. So that one's definitely gonna be a little bit, but that one I think will probably fully scratch my itch for. This could be like a signature musk scent for me when I'm looking for that clean musky vibe. So I don't know. Is it overhyped? Is it too expensive? I do think it's too expensive, but is it overhyped? No, I do think it's a very nice smell. And I think whenever you can get a scent that gives that, I'm not wearing a perfume, it's just an aura, I just smell good. I think that's a really cool vibe that you can have. And so I understand the appeal. And I do agree that it's unisex, maybe a little bit feminine leaning to some people, but I think this would smell fantastic on men or women. But I do think it's a little bit overpriced because it's a musk, and I don't know. I just don't think that musk skin scent perfumes should be more than $100 max, but what do I know? I don't know the cost that goes into actually making one of these perfumes, and apparently a lot of these synthetic ingredients are actually quite expensive. Allegedly, that's why it's hard to dupe. I am looking into other potential dupes. I've heard of some from Monton Parfums. They've been sold out for forever. The one from the Dua brand is also sold out, so I don't know. I'm not really sure if I'm interested in trying the alt version because I've read such poor reviews. And aside from that, there just really aren't a lot of Another 13 dupes out there. So very curious, guys, if you have tried Another 13 or any of its so-called dupes, and if so, what do you think? Is it worth the money, or do you prefer to dupe it, or do you prefer just to not try it at all? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys back tomorrow for our next episode.